I realized I have the heart of a racer. When I came into the garage this morning, I got more excited than yesterday seeing a racehorse. Today, seeing the awesome machines and the awesome young drivers and my awesome assistant, Tiro. Let me introduce these champions to you. We've got Eugene Denason, Dario Busi, and Giordano Lupini. Gentlemen, give us a wave. A champion's wave, like you're on the top of a podium. Chiro, this is a sight to behold, hey?
Well, I feel like a bit of an MC this morning, Graham. Maybe invoke a bit of Eminem. How you all doing?
Do it. Got the credentials.
You know what I see here? I must be honest. I don't see 3 young South African karters. I see 3 future Formula One drivers.
Nice.
Because this is where it all begins. All, if not most, of the current Formula One drivers that we watch on TV every single weekend, or every second weekend rather, started out in little machines like this. So I'm really, really excited to have these guys in studio.
Now, of course, this is all ahead of the karting season kicking off after what has felt like an incredibly short break, but I'm sure the guys have been chomping at the bit to get into it. I'm going to start with Eugene. Now, Eugene's a former South African Junior Max champion. And you can see he's got the champion's ease. And there's my beautiful assistant. Eugene, what did it take to become a champion in this league? Take us through what was obviously a fantastic year for you last year.
Well, last year I've been competing in the European Championship, and it all started in 2009 when I started in the karts. I worked very hard. I consistently practiced, tried to be the best because I had a lot less experience than the rest of the field. So I put in all the effort, and in 2012 I became the 2012 Junior Max National Champion with Sakra, my sponsor, and yeah, everything started from there.
How much of a step up moving to the European League?
Well, in South Africa, the classes aren't that tough. The racing in front is very competitive, though. But in Europe, you have 80 guys who's all on the same pace. It's extremely difficult to get to the front, a lot of crashes, and it's all about qualifying, getting in front, and staying there, and don't mess up.
I hope you two fellas were listening, man. We're going to move now to Giordano Lupini with his awesome kit on. Giordano, Junior Max driver. How competitive is it in the league? Just how tough? Are you guys friends? Are you guys enemies when you're out on the track? Tell me a bit about how competitive it is.
It's actually very competitive. It's sort of like when you're friends when you're not really racing, but when you put your helmet on, you put down the visor, it's almost like it's a completely different game. And
how fast do these things go?
I'm pretty sure it's about 120 up, quite a lot.
And bearing in mind, this is like a centimeter off the ground in your kart.
Graham, I've been told that if you wanted to race something against a kart like this, you could put like a Ferrari around the track, and because these are so nimble, the Ferrari would be about 50% slower.
Yeah, no, I've seen them take on A1 cars on a street circuit before. So what are your plans? Is this the first step, as Chiro said, to Formula One? Is that what the goal is?
Yeah, pretty much. I've always wanted to be a Formula One driver since I was younger, so yeah.
Well, we will hopefully see you out there. Now, not to be overlooked, Dario Busi is the 2013 Western Province Max Torino champion. Puff your chest out, dude. Puff your chest out. That's a champion stance. So congratulations. What was it like after all of the hard work it sounds like you have to put in, taking that title home, bro?
Well, it was definitely putting in lots and lots of laps in practice. Also, karting is a very strategic game.
Yeah.
You always have to get into the other drivers' heads, you know, as a competition kind of threat. And I would say 2012, when I won my first ever regional championship, it was fairly easy, but it was tough. But I would say last year was definitely the hardest drive I've ever driven in my life.
Now, it doesn't come without, I would imagine, sure, this is a big thing, support. Just like a Formula One driver has all of those dollars and all of those team players, who do you have to thank for your championship? Who is there to stand by your side? And I'm feeling the presence of dads coming from the wings here, but who do you attribute your win to?
Well, my last 2 championships, I have to definitely thank my family, especially my mom and dad. Without them, I wouldn't have been in this motorsport, and I would say also my brother for all the tips that he's given me, because he's also won a few championships himself in karting, and yeah, just my family and all my sponsors.
That's very cool, man. Nice to see that you're humble and you know where it comes from. Can we start these guys? Is that allowed?
Can we get these little guys started? Are we going to be able to get them started on the blocks, though? That's the thing, though. I'm not entirely sure we are going to manage to do that. It's a real privilege meeting youngsters like this, because this is where, and this is how long it takes to get into a sport like Formula One. You have to start when you're about 5, 6 years old, actually. And I imagine you guys started sort of around that age?
Well, I started at 4 because racing
At 4 years old?
4. Unbelievable.
Because racing's quite deep in my family through my grandparents' generation, my dad's generation, and also my brother. So I just thought, let me carry on with the family name.
Guys, all the best of luck. I know that you are breaking new territory with each season. Good luck internationally, my friend. I hope you take it right the way to the top. But I'm going to be watching you two very, very closely. Give us Champions Wave. One last Champions Wave. Chiro, you could do this as well because you're a champion. We are having our beautiful Extreme Espresso edition this morning.